Now, there's some very good Democrats in Washington. You know, there's a couple of them from Chicago who I do like. But look, historically speaking, the age of liberalism was, I mean, it had its, you know, the New Deal era from the 30s up to, say, the early 1980s had a lot of things wrong with it, like, say, the Vietnam War, you know, or you know, the sort of tolerance of Jim Crow in the New Deal years, you know, where Roosevelt allowed that to go on. But at the same time, liberalism was working to make these things better, to overcome these things. Liberalism was working to make America a better country. I mean, liberalism, the way I understand it, meaning the sort of Rooseveltian strategy. Conservatism is doing something very, very different. And it is actively harming those people that you're talking about. Now, it's the Democrats' own fault that they can't make that case to the people that you're describing. But we all know this. I mean, this is what the subject of What's the Matter with Kansas was, is that the Democrats have just, you know, it's not so much that that working class people in my home state of Kansas or anywhere else vote against their interests. It's that the other team, the Democrats, haven't even bothered to try making the case for voting the other way, that their interests go in the other direction. I mean, Republicans talk endlessly about this kind of fake class war that they've invented, you know, the culture war, where it's, you know, all about this battle between authentic Americans and the liberal elite, the un-American. You know, even a Canadian can see that I'm un-American, and that's their sort of class war, and it's very powerful. Sarah Palin gave a sort of no perfect iteration of it at the Republican convention the other day, and it is powerful stuff. Look what happened in the polls when she did that. And the Democrats come up against that with what? Nothing. They got nothing. You know? Obama is better at this than Kerry was. I mean, Kerry really had no answer to it. Al Gore had very little to say about it. Obama, I think, understands the problem, and he's getting there. He's getting there. His language is getting better. He's coming around to face the problem. But I think he's got to get over, you know, his talk about bipartisanship and getting along with the problem. I mean, God damn. The idea is not to get along with these people, it is to defeat them. All the myths and shibboleths of the last 20 years are coming to pieces around us right now. I mean, it is happening right now. I mean, their world is crashing down. The amazing thing would be if you had a, you know, Herbert Hoover situation and refused and then re-elected Herbert Hoover. That's the situation that I'm a little bit concerned that, you know, that concerns me. Sarah Palin, though, I wrote about her in the Wall Street Journal last week, and I'm writing about culture wars again. And you know, I don't know if you've read What's the Matter with Kansas, but my idea with regards to culture wars, and I think I mentioned this earlier, culture war is a kind of debased form of class war. It uses all the rhetoric of populism. It uses the rhetoric of the little guy against the, you know, distant, snobbish elites on the East Coast in Hollywood who are always telling you what to do. So it presents itself as a kind of populist revolt, and Sarah Palin is really good at voicing that. And by the way, it's a sensibility that you know, as much as I hate the politics that go along with it, it's a sensibility that I really like. And what pisses me off is that Democrats can't talk that way anymore. What the hell is wrong with them? You know? The way you beat this stuff is you talk about the real deal. The way you beat fake populism is with real populism. And that just seems obvious to me, and the stock market is making the case for us. But what's required at this point is leadership, and that's Obama, and he's got to get out there and do it. He's got to get out there and hit it right on the nose, and I hope he does.